You get what we're saying? Like, it's okay if a guy does it, right? Because they ain't double standard. Right. We're different. We're different. So we can have as many bodies as we want. We're not a flower. We're the deflowers. Right. We deflower the flowers. We're not the
flowers. We're the ones that kick them.
We're the ones that kick them, exactly. So then we're hypocrites, right? Because we want our wife to be a perfectly untouched flower, but we want to exactly, but we want to run
blemished.
But we blemished. Welcome back to the conversation that never ends. This is Timeless Talk. I'm your host, AJ.
Yeah.
This is your host, SlideShow. And we're back for another beautiful, beautiful, fun-packed episode of Timeless Talk. Yo. Man. Whew. Love y'all. Praises. All right. Yo.
Yeah, yep.
Man, bro, how do you feel, dog? We finally back. We finally back up in here, man.
That was a nice break.
It was right?
Nice
it was a nice break, man. We had a lot of shit going on, man. I mean, but they missed us, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. We're trying to get the show to continue. Hold on a second.
It's your money that keeps us going.
Yes. All you Patreon lovers out there.
Yeah.
No, we're going to talk about that in a little bit. We do got some things that we're going to have some. We actually have now. I briefed SlideShow on it briefly about it, but he probably forgot. But we actually have some areas now you guys can donate to us and help the show move. Because like SlideShow said, that's what keeps us moving is your generous donations to the show.
Right. Contributions that we don't get.
Your contributions that we don't get. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but no more shots at the audience. You know what I'm saying? No more shots at y'all. Let's get to the topic, though. All right. Before we jump in, you know, I did briefly, you know, reintroduce you, dog. But it's good to have you back, SlideShow. Whew. After the long break.
Yeah.
Man,
it's good to be back.
It is. It's good, right? It's good to be back. Feels right. Feels like we've been away too damn long, man.
Low key.
It's been a bittersweet year for me.
Same. I think we all can say that at this point.
Yeah, man. I think for a lot of different reasons. You know, there's a lot of personal things going on with SlideShow. Yeah. A lot of personal things going on with me. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we're back and we're rocking with y'all again. Today's topic is it's an interesting one.
You not give yourself an introduction, bro?
Oh yeah. I mean, I did in the beginning. I'm your host, AJ. You know what I'm saying? You know, just over here, cocked and loaded again. You know what I'm saying? Yo, and I have the written shit right here in front of me, bro.
A gunshot go off and everybody starts celebrating.
And you would think everybody would run. I gotta get screams on here, bro. Like, yo, I'm your host, AJ, and I'm glad to be back with y'all as well. So I'm saying thank you guys for rocking with us again, like I said, you know. But before now I can properly introduce the topic, like SlideShow was saying, now that you all know who we are again. And for those of you that are tuning in for the first time ever to Timeless Talk, I'm your host, AJ. This is my co-host, SlideShow. We're glad you're rocking with us, you know what I'm saying? So you know, shout out to you and applause to you as well. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate your time. You know how busy everybody gets in bees these days, man. Everybody is these days, you know what I'm saying? We're being busy. So today's topic, man, it's gonna be a it's a good one, man. It's got plenty of commentary,
action packed,
go along with it. You know what I'm saying? So action packed. Oh, the topic of lust. Whoo, lust, huh?
The issue of lust.
Man, the issue of lust. The topic, which is the issue of lust, and the effect that it has on society, relationships in a whole, all kinds of things that it can influence, mess with. You know what I'm saying? And it's, oh man, it's an ongoing battle, right? It never stops. You know what I'm saying? All the real men and women out there understand it. They know what it's and they know what it's about. What are your thoughts on this, SlideShow? Before we jump into it, before we actually dive into the meat of it, hold on a second. Before I get his thoughts, I'm gonna say this first. So we're gonna discuss the issue of lust, right? We're gonna discuss a few other items, or I guess a few other talking points that tie into it, which is gonna be the whole Adam 22 and his situation. You know, he's the host of No Jumper. He has his own podcast as well. We're not. I don't think we're late to it. Like I said, this topic was more hot during our break.
Yeah,
right. It was way more talked about during our break.
We're not gonna let it slide though.
We're not gonna let it slide. Yeah, we're damn near towards the end of September now. We're borderline the end of October or beginning of October at this point. End of September. We're not gonna let it slide though. Like you said, SlideShow said. There's no pun.
That was too big to let that slide.
So he did tell me, he's like, hey, we got to talk about this when we come back, even though we're going to be late to the show. I know you guys already know what's going on with Adam 22.
I can't let that slide, bro. I gotta talk to Adam. I can't let that slide.
Got to reach out to him and ask him what he was thinking.
Let that slide,
he got a different brain though, man. He a porn star, so he's a podcast host, but he's a porn star too.
No. He had an OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he wasn't porn. He was OnlyFans. We can talk about that later. But.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that in a second. But anyway, we're talking about his talking. Sorry, excuse me. That's going to be the first talking point. The second talking point after that one, and my co-host surprisingly doesn't know too much about this one. It's a Logan Paul and Nina Agdal.
You know what
situation,
I could say?
His fiance.
Somebody made a meme joke, I guess, about the situation, but because I wasn't knowledgeable of what happened, I didn't understand.
You didn't jump on it at first, right?
Yeah. Okay. I still never got it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, man.
It said when your girl something, and then I looked at the comments and said, "Dang, they still doing this to Logan." I was like,
they're still shooting at him.
Yeah,
they're still shooting at him, bro.
On.
I mean, but we'll get into that too. That's another talking point. That's next. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, we'll talk about that last. Actually, we'll save the Logan Paul Nina Agdal situation for last. And I'll actually play the video for a SlideShow. Maybe show you guys a tidbit of a couple of those videos that were posted by Dylan Dennis at the end of the podcast as well, or towards the end of that.
Clueless.
So let's jump right into this, brother. What do you think about? What are your thoughts? That big ass smile. Your thoughts.
Nah, because the funniest thing, bro.
Your thoughts about lust.
I was gonna say, have you ever been in church? And then, like, the pastor going in on you, what you doing wrong, this, that. And the first thing he mentioned is fornication. Sex.
Yep.
Outside of marriage. And then everybody just looking at each other stupid because they know each other's business.
I know that person doing that. I know that person doing that.
Pastor up there messing around, too.
You pastor up there.
Pastor up there messing around, too, with Sister Joy.
Whew, man.
Sister Grace.
Sister Grace.
So we gonna air out pastor's business too. But
shit, SlideShow said nobody's safe.
Ain't nobody safe.
Yo, shots fired today,
you know what
brother.
they say, you point one finger and you got three pointed back at you.
He said three.
But nah, my thoughts on it, bro. As we discussed before, I think it's something everybody thinks about. It's something everybody talks about. I think one of the biggest things is it's okay. Everybody thinks it's okay until you get caught. Well, at least that's an aspect of cheating, but
that's true.
I guess just where your moral standards are, wherever that's secured at, I think that's how you're gonna act. Like, for example, if you're a Christian, not to say like you won't do it, but it's like you always have that guilty conscience there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's not even so much of like, I got to wait for God to come back. Like, what if I'm in the middle of act and God come back? But more so such of the fact of like, I could be in the middle of the act, knowing it's wrong, thinking about it while I'm doing it. And then at the end of the night when I go to sleep for unknown circumstances, I just drop dead and I die in that sin.
Damn, that's deep. Because that's true.
Yeah. And then what do you say? Like, you just wake up and you're in front of God. What do you say?
Too late to repent at that point, right? Is it though? I mean,
no. It is. It is,
right?
It is. Yeah. That's what that was for. Yeah, you go on that side. That's.
And the word says that too, right? You must repent before. Does it ever say that word for word that you must repent before you take your last breath?
Well,
on this earth, I'm just asking because I don't know.
Well, see, because one thing we do know for a fact, Jesus died so that we can accept him while we're still alive.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to live for him.
Yeah.
The Bible says, it talks about, being conformed to the image of Christ. Christ wasn't clapping nothing when he was down here.
No, he wasn't.
Nah, he said, I come to do my Father's business.
Nothing at all, right?
He's not coming to my father's business.
Of course, you know the people that don't know any better will say Mary Magdalene was someone that he. I don't. That's
I can see
obviously
that.
not true.
I can't see that, but I can see why they'd say that out of ignorance.
Why they would think that we're not knowing
Because there was one Mary specifically. I guess they can't tell whether it was her or the other Mary, but I guess one of them was quote unquote a prostitute like image in the Bible. So it's like
she might have been, yeah, because that's what I was hearing too. So.
I mean, it's all lies of the enemy, bro. Just another reason for them not to believe in the word. You feel me?
Another excuse to do the bullshit they do.
Yeah. To hide their sins, basically.
No, I agree, 100%.
You know?
And it's one of those things where, it's an excuse. Like I said, they don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They don't want to take that,
or they just don't want to get out of it. You know, they just don't want to get out of it.
They don't want to stop.
All the excuses to stay where I'm at.
Why do I don't want consequences for my actions. I want to do whatever I want and it be okay. That's really what it is too. Think about it. I think it's them not wanting to take responsibility for a reason. Because if they can go about their life thinking that they're never going to pay for these things.
Yeah. Corrected
punished,
or,
I guess.
Yeah.
Punished for those things, you know what I'm saying? Then I want to live that way. Don't tell me I got to pay for this later. I like this lifestyle too much. I'm not willing to change it.
I think
you know
I think our society and media plays a big part in it, though.
Oh yeah,
because like we were talking off air when even the whole boyfriend and girlfriend concept, like, is that something that's biblically based? Of course not.
You did bring that up, yeah, because the way that runs too is not right.
Right, even and I feel like that's the tactics the devil used. Like, as long as I can make it seem like it's not bad. Like, for example, which boyfriend or girlfriend you know just gonna kiss and hold hands until they get married? Let's be real. Let's put it all on the table. Which boyfriend or girlfriend just gonna hold hands while?
And we're being honest, guys, in this day and age, none.
And that's the thing. What's the point of calling a boyfriend or girlfriend or making an official label and we already friends? You feel me?
That's true.
A boyfriend or girlfriend, that's I guess that's legal papers for us to just be clapping around and it be okay.
That's how we justify it, I guess.
Right. It's okay as long as I'm only doing it to you, right?
You're right. That's the wrong doctrine, right? That's the wrong belief, because in the word, if she's not your wife, technically you shouldn't be shouldn't be slamming away. It shouldn't matter who it is. Like you said, we justify it because I said, hey, you and I both agree this is consensual, right? You're my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend, and that's fine.
And he's the only one that has my kids, or she's the only one that has my kids.
Yeah.
That's the only body I've ever bodied, you know?
That's what they say.
Doesn't make it okay? I mean, you know what though, man? I don't know if it's an
you're committed, so that's why it's okay.
You know, you'd have to go back to like Hebrew tradition and stuff like that and actually see what they considered a marriage.
That's true.
I think the Bible says show the sign with a symbol, which is the ring.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, so did the law and our government bring in all these papers? She could take half and you could take half, and that was their way of trying to like scare us out of doing that? Or
what about the prenuptial agreement?
Yeah, because for some jobs, you know, if you don't sign that paper and go through that whole process, then she can't, you know, get like the financial assistance or the benefits your job has to offer to your wife, or your spouse. So it's like, is that another scare tactic for me to just fall into this government scheme? Or
maybe. And what are you saying is exactly the government scheme? The marriage itself, or?
Well, the fact that not the marriage. I think like all these obligations,
making everything signature signed.
So you're not just marrying her, now you're marrying the law.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. So why involve the law in a matrimony agreement, right?
So now if I get a divorce, she got to take half of everything I have.
I don't know. You're right. See, and then they found a way because they want to make sure you stay committed.
And it's not cheap too. So the government getting their money.
I heard that it's cheap to get married. It's not cheap to get divorced.
Exactly.
That's what I heard. It's like it can cost $30 to get divorced. But
see, the thing, the papers. I think if you do it through the courts, I think the application is $90 just right there.
See, $90, and then but when you get divorced and assets and all that with no prenuptial agreement,
hopefully, see, that's the thing. Like, hopefully, it's a peaceful breakup, because then you got to get the lawyers involved. How much is that going to cost?
Yeah.
Then she's already taken half.
Well, she won't take half if you get a prenuptial agreement.
But
I said it like 5 times already.
That's but the fact that you're going in with a prenup, that means I'm setting up.
No, you're
I'm setting up to fail later on.
Or no, you're right. You're right.
Which do you do?
Damn, that's hard. You're right.
So which
that's
do you do?
true. But because I think you're right. I see where you're going from with that. But I also think that when most people get a prenup now, it's not because they're really accepting it, the failure of, but they're acknowledging it that it might be a possibility.
But then but should you even go in if you're doubting?
No, you shouldn't. I agree, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
But then again, life is unpredictable sometimes, and some fuck shit can happen. And your wife could totally, you could walk in on her. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be very, in this show, guys, we don't censor ourselves, so I'm about to be very explicit right now. You could walk in on her fucking straight up, giving someone else some top, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some straight cabeza, and then what? You're not gonna want to stay with her?
Well, see, hey,
good thing I got a prenup, bitch. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just saying.
So
there's no guarantee of that happening.
In
obviously.
that case scenario, the Bible or God really leaves it up to you. That's the only,
because he doesn't expect you to stay in a marriage like that.
That's the only grounds for
divorce, right?
For divorce, right? That's the only grounds for divorce.
So unfaithfulness is the only exception.
Yeah. Which means, and that was kind of hard to believe because I was thinking about, so if he's beating on her, all these other things, well, which makes sense because at the end of the day, you did choose to marry him. So stick with him.
Yeah, but if he's beating the shit out of her, I think that also should be, if it's like becomes life threatening, that might be a good ground to leave too.
But God doesn't take marriage lightly, bro.
I'm sure he doesn't.
He doesn't.
But if he knows that your situation is dangerous, that you're in, and you're making a conscious decision to protect yourself and leaving that situation, you don't think he'd make an exception for that? I don't know. I'm not God, so maybe he doesn't. But
nah, I can't speak for like the gray areas where like in the foreign countries, let's say like there's a married couple, and then like let's say the wife gets kidnapped, right, and is forced to marry somebody else against her will, or like I said with King David, like David he killed his friend and took his wife, like.
Yeah, that was a little intense. We did talk about that briefly.
But that's different, though. That's another way out of marriage if your spouse dies.
No, yeah.
That's another way out.
Yeah, because they pass away.
You're free.
I mean, my grandmother remarried. She waited 10 years, though. You know what I'm saying? He passed away in 2010.
I mean, it doesn't even say
she didn't remarry. She didn't. No, that was a choice of hers.
Yeah.
She wasn't ready, which understandably so. You spent that many years with a husband. 30 plus years, bro.
Right. You probably.
She wasn't ready.
Yeah, some people don't even move on.
I think the reason why she did it really was probably for companionship. And the only way she was going to let another man live in her house.
Especially when you get older, you need somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She was old. You know what I mean? So she's older and she's still with us, thank God. But
not just for lust do you remarry.
Exactly, guys. Okay. My grandma was like 70-something, I believe, when she got remarried. So, but she waited 10 years after her husband passed away, my grandfather, to remarry. You know what I'm saying? But she waited. Her partner passed away. It wasn't a situation where she left him. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So she was with him till death did them part. As they say in the word. But anyway, let's move on, guys. We're going to talk about all that. Lust does have to do with unfaithfulness, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But what are your thoughts on lust? We discussed this a little bit off the record in depth. Do you want to reiterate some of that here? Or
Yeah. I think I believe lust is a disease.
That's true.
I believe it's a disease. I know off air we spoke.
It can be viewed that way.
Yeah, we spoke gently on how like it's not something that you could just get out your system. Because if you want to say it like that, and I used to believe that.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because that's what I was going to get into next. So
no, I actually believe that. Somebody told me that when somebody
that you can get out of your system.
Somebody told me, I was like, but that was the young me.
I did hear that before.
That was the young me. Yeah, like wow.
If I fuck enough of them, if I fuck enough girls, I get it out of my system.
Because you got older folk telling you that. You have older people telling you that.
That is true. You're right, SlideShow. You're right. And old people do tell you that the misguided shit. Yeah. Oh, you'll get it out of your system, son. Just go out there and fucking have 3 at a time.
You know what you call that? You call that a wolf in sheep's clothing.
100%.
Don't listen to that. Because the thing is, and this has always been my reasoning. I kind of woke up and I was like, and just randomly, man, I was by myself and I was just thinking, I was like, okay, he said you can get out your system if you do it enough. But then I stopped and I said, wait, you're always going to have a girl that looks better than the last best looking girl you've seen.
Always, yeah.
So it's like, if that's the case, how could you be like, okay, I've accomplished it all if you keep seeing somebody look better than the last person?
There's someone always, I think Cole said it. J. Cole said it in one of his songs. You're never going to be happy until you love yours. You know that song, Love Yours? He says it. There's always going to be a badder, and in his case, there's always a badder bitch out there on the tour.
Yeah.
He says it in the song. And it's so true. Even though, guys, we're not on tour, we're not seeing women as much as J. Cole is, we still struggle with that every single day, us men on a regular day basis.
Yeah.
There's plenty of fine women all around here, right? So it's the same exact struggle and you know, temptation that we have to overcome. And I agree with what you done. I don't want to cut you off.
No, well, you know, we could keep going. But
I know we could. Exactly.
You know, keep going.
We could. So just if I could chime in, bro. Honestly,
no, go ahead.
I agree with SlideShow. I think that lust is a disease. It could be looked at as a disease if you can't overcome it. Exactly. I think if you have enough self-control and enough willpower to fight it and combat it, then it's not so much really a disease.
Overcome it.
But you can.
Yeah.
It is overcomable. Exactly. So as much as it is a disease, it's a disease you can suppress and get away from.
Yeah.
If you just don't act on your thoughts, you're gonna see things. You can't stop things from coming across your eye vision, right? But you can stop yourself from staring at it. Mm-hmm. You can stop yourself. You can stop your mind from going into that place.
Yeah.
Of what if. Mm-hmm. And that's how it leads to a little friendly conversation. Then a friendly conversation leads to something else. And before you know it, you're over here clapping this girl's cheeks in her car or whatever to say. Right. Just throwing a scenario out there. I'm just saying that, you know, that could happen. So to avoid all of that and not follow a domino effect, like, you know, we're trying to be loyal to ours. I feel like you have to find a way to combat it. Like we were just saying, you have to find a way to have strong willpower, strong self-control. Because what it boils down to is self-control, in my opinion.
It does.
You need to have just self-control, man. As hard as that is to have sometimes, it'll take you far.
But
you know,
even just
mastering it.
You know what? Sometimes when you know you're doing, I don't know about anybody else, but me, sometimes I could do something and I know it's wrong, but I don't know why it's wrong. So like I pray like, okay, like I'd be like for example, like when I was younger, you know, like even with masturbation, right? Yeah. Like some would think like, oh, it's okay because I'm not necessarily out there, you know,
fucking
fulfilling my desires with somebody.
And possibly catching an STD or whatever have you.
Yeah. Or possibly having a baby. Get somebody pregnant. Yeah, you know. Yeah. You're like, oh, like, but then I went to a church youth group and then, you know, everybody was laying it out on the table, you know, like we was talking about this same topic and then somebody was like, do you guys ever like, just to be men and put it out on the table and, you know, expose the devil? Do you guys like ever after masturbation, do you ever like feel like wrong on the inside? Do you ever feel like, you know, drained? Do you ever feel like, you know, like you're doing something that's actually hurting you, like spiritually, mentally, and all this other stuff? And he was laying it out, and I'm like, damn, like that's like, you know, the first time you're like, wow, like I just had sex for the first time, but like after that you're like, I feel like this is wrong. Yeah. And it's like, and then you go back to the Bible, and the Bible's like, even if you just think about it, it's wrong. Yeah. Because you've already done it in your heart. Yeah. You already made up your mind. Yeah. And so it's like that's why I say at least like it depends on wherever your belief system is. I think that's how you, not to say like you can't be Christian and, you know, still feel that, because sometimes you can still feel your calling, you know, God calling you, even though you're not Christian. You can still feel that. Yeah, no, that's true. You know, but it's like, I don't know. It's for sure something I think you have to fight to. It's something you for sure got to fight. You know, like if you're sick and your doctor's like, okay, you can fight this. It's really, you could get past it. You just got to stay consistent with this diet. You got to do this, and this. It's a process. Yeah, no, some people, is. You know, just like some people struggle with drinking, some people struggle with this, that, and everybody doesn't struggle with the same thing. You might struggle with drinking, but I might struggle with lust. And you might not struggle with lust, but I don't struggle with drinking. That's true. You know? No, but lust, that's kind of something everybody got though. It's a what? That's kind of something everybody doesn't have the drinking problem. I feel like that's something because you can't miss what you never had.
No.
So you got to at least drink a little bit to
actually, yeah.
Yeah. But like lust, that's something that's in your nature. You don't have to produce, but it's like, that's something that's in you.
It is. It is too.
People that don't even want kids, still want to go out there and smack something.
Of course.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do.
How you want to go out and smack something more than you want to go out and have kids? You see all these Plan B stuff, and it's all lust.
Yeah, go out there and have the fun. Condoms, all that shit. I mean, condoms, that's controversial too, though, because then the condoms also prevent STDs. But they're not 100% proof, just like nothing else. You know what I mean?
Even with, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna keep saying that it all goes back to what you believe, man. Because I think for a Christian perspective, man, I think the only way a condom would be like tolerable or make sense is if you're married but you don't want kids in that moment.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's a responsible act. Yeah, for sure.
There's a topic to yell about.
No, it really is. It is.
Lust.
Lust. Watch out, yo. It's gonna get you, man. It's already locked and loaded, yo.
Back door.
No one's safe, bro. Lust comes after everyone. Doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. I'm gonna stick by that because it's true, man. And I know for a fact that everybody gets tempted by it, man. I feel like maybe the people that don't struggle with it are the ones that don't have a high sex drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think? Because there's some people that are just prudes out there, man, that just don't want to do that shit, bro.
I don't know, man.
They might not see lust the way we see it, bro.
I don't even with that, bro. Even with it, if you're, I believe if you bring somebody that say they've never lusted a day in their life, I call that person a liar.
Cap. Stop the cap.
Stop the cap. The only person that came here that I believe never lusted is Jesus Christ. That's it.
Yeah, I think you're
That's
right,
it.
man.
And even the Bible says he was tempted, but he didn't give into it. So I don't want to hear nothing.
So he did definitely come across it at some point too, though, right?
He probably.
I think he witnessed. Tell me if you think this is right or not. I do think that Christ witnessed every sin, bro. He was exposed to everyone, right? I think that was he was because think about it. If any human wants to say, "Oh, Jesus or God, you guys don't know what it's like," or Jesus, God, they're the same person. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Jesus doesn't know. You don't know what it's like. This is what I struggle with. This is what I was tempted by. What do you mean? I came down in human form, as Jesus. I was human. I was God in the flesh. I what's the word? Not withstand. Yeah, I withstood all these things that were thrown at me, and I'm sure all these sins that he's talking about is a little bit of everything, right? So he can at least look. People can't say that God can't relate to us because he literally came here in the flesh, right, to live through everything we're going through right now. Would you agree?
I would.
And I think that's also his mission wasn't just to die for our sins and save us, right? But it was also to say that look, he lived among us.
Show us how to live.
He showed us how to live exactly and how to withstand these temptations of sin, whether it's lust, whether it's the urge to kill somebody, the urge to. He probably felt all these things, man.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying, right? Good way to look at it,
He
right?
had a response for everything.
He did. Yeah. He sure did, man. And he withdrew from doing any of those things. That's wild, right, to think about. I mean, because he had to. That was his mission. God's like, hey, you're me in the flesh, Jesus. You're me. You're me, but in human form. Now, what you're about to witness and go through, this is what they deal with every day.
Yeah.
Your mission is to overcome all of it, no matter what it is that comes your way.
Oh, I mean,
a fat ass and juicy titties that you might want to taste, you can't do it.
But that's okay. So let me ask you this.
Just example that I had to throw out there because
this.
he was God in the flesh. So Jesus
let me ask you this though: Can you subdue me? Can you tempt me with something I made?
Man, maybe.
Nah.
Maybe though.
Nah.
Oh, but you got to remember. Look,
can you impress me with something I made?
I think, but you're underestimating the fact that God did allow a part of Jesus to be human, bro. Think about it. But they depicted it so well. I have a theory about this. Tell me what you think. Hold that thought though. Remember in the Passion of Christ, there was moments with flesh. You could see it. I'll give you an example. When I think it was Paul. Who was the one that said he would never betray him? Was that Peter? Or Paul?
Oh, that was Peter, yeah.
Peter was like, I'll never betray you no matter what. I'm with you till the end. And he hugs Jesus. And when Jesus is hugging him, you see it in Jesus' face like, man, it's my brother. He's got me. And then the realization dawns on him. He's like, wait, no, you're not. And that's example. Here's the example why I brought it up. Right there, when he first hugged him, that was the flesh. He believed him without even thinking about it. He saw the embrace. I remember, it's probably been a while since you've seen
it. Was it the flesh?
But if you just let me finish. Look, when you watch that scene, right, in that movie, you see his reaction. He looks full of joy. Like, this is my brother. When he's embracing him, you see the smile on his face, and then it slowly goes away. When it dawns on him, when his God side just comes in and reveals to him, look, this is what he's gonna do to you. Show them the future. He just real quick.
But we gotta keep in mind.
You're not gonna do it because you're gonna do this. And
we gotta keep in mind. We got to keep in mind.
Is that a good theory though? Because I think it's human along with the God.
But that's all they gotta stay. That's all they gotta stay as a theory because we're referencing a Hollywood movie.
No, I know, but
what if
it was their way of, describing a man that's part God but also part human, or had human tendencies.
He could have known that since way before he was even grown.
And see that's my question then. So if he did. And then you're right. This is Hollywood. You're right. At the end of the day, that is a Hollywood scene. But
because he could have been known.
But I feel like Hollywood did a good job depicting how a man would react. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In Jesus' position, how he would react. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's accurate, but I'm saying that's a very it was. You know what I'm saying? A good depiction of what it might have looked like. At first, Jesus was like, "Man, that's right." Wait a minute, and then because then they hit him right after, like, well, here's what's really gonna happen.
See, because you have that scene, right?
Yeah.
Now let me give you a new scene.
Okay.
Let me give you a new scene.
Right.
Because then it could have been like this, Lord, I'm always have your back or whatever, right?
And then God 3 times,
and then he just gives him a hug and say, "I know what you mean, but before the crow, 3 times, and
that's probably what that might have been actually what
I
actually
see
happened.
Your heart, I see your spirit,
yeah,
but I just need your heart to match up with it."
Yeah, because you're right, he is all knowing, but I'm not saying that Jesus is not all knowing. I guess what I was trying to say was, what if while he was on this earth, that was his flesh side. You see what I'm saying?
No.
But then the knowledge flowed through him after, Peter said that to him.
Yeah.
He had divine, obviously he was divine, right? So then his divine intervention intervened and said, "He's your boy, but look, I need you to see this." And that's when Jesus was like, "Oh,
I could give you one time. I could give you one time.
Or it could have been like you said, he could have just been all knowing before he even got to earth.
But I can give you one time his flesh did catch up with him, and it's evident.
Oh, what's this?
I give you one time.
Okay. I like to hear this.
That time was when he was in, I believe it was the Garden of Gethsemane or something. I believe it was that. But it was when he was about to be arrested. And he knew what he was about to suffer. What he said? He said,
"Oh yeah, let it be taken from me.
Let this cup pass."
Yeah, if there's any other way that we can do this without, having to go this route.
If not,
let your will be done, not mine. Right?
So it's like the flesh caught up, but then he got himself.
He did.
But he caught himself.
No, and he said, "Lord, let your will be done, not mine." Right?
Yeah.
Bro. See, so that's exactly why I think.
But that was the only time. I think that was the only time.
Well, that was the only time that was documented.
That was the only time.
You know what I'm saying? Because that was also really depicted well in Hollywood. It was.
But he never had to face something that big,
bro. And that's true. And you see him like sweating. His blood was like his sweat was like bloods, right? It was like blood. It was like tears of blood. They did a good job because Mel Gibson in that movie, bro, he even made the sweat look like he was sweating blood, bro.
Yeah.
And he might have actually been sweating. If he did, bro, that was a badass scene in my opinion. They captured it perfectly because that's how I envisioned it when I read it in the Word.
Yeah.
Here's this man with tremendous power, right? I mean, tremendous pressure on him. He's a full moon. It's like they showed it in the movie. Bro is just breathing hard. You just see it. You see the anguish.
You see the
in Jesus' face, bro. You can see it. You can see it's nighttime. Exactly.
You can
probably
see
a little brisk out there.
Kept falling asleep.
They were all knocking out around him, falling asleep around him. He's by himself on a rock.
Had that little snake scene.
Yeah, having a rock praying. You know what I'm saying? He's sweating blood, bro. He's just breathing heavily. Might looks like it's even kind of cold out there even.
Yeah,
you know
what
I'm saying?
The mist.
You can see the mist, you know what I'm saying? As he's praying, he's talking to God.
The devil pops up.
The devil pops up to the snake. And that's when he says, he's like, "Let your will be done, not mine." And he stomps on the snake.
You see what you did?
Like,
I'm about to go home and watch that now.
It's good, man. I'm telling you, that's hey man, Mel Gibson, bro.
That. Yeah, nah.
Shout out to you, dog.
For that. Yeah,
you did a good job on that movie, bro. There's supposed to be a sequel, you know that, right? About him being risen again.
With the same actors?
Yeah, same actors, bro.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. He announced, actually, he talked about it. The guy that played Jesus was in that movie, Sound of Freedom.
He's a pastor now.
Yeah. Dude, it's awesome. He's gonna bring him back. He's like, him and Mel are talking about making the sequel.
That'd be nice. It's a little overdue, but
it's been way overdue.
20 years later.
Yeah, but dude, the industry, bro, it'll push back hard as it. He even said it. He's like, he looks at the camera. He's like, "Hey, no, the industry's not an easy thing to deal with, man. They give you every regulation, every hurdle,
especially
you can
if it's about Jesus."
Exactly. And like the movie Sound of Freedom, it was made like I think 5, 6, 7 years ago. Sorry if I'm wrong, guys, but yeah, bro.
You said 5 or 6 years ago?
And it barely saw the light of day this year, bro. You need to go watch that, my boy. We need to review that. Matter of fact, we're going to review Sound of Freedom on this show soon. If that movie is heavy, but you really got to watch it, bro. You'll understand for a personal reason why it's so important, man.
That's what Mel Gibson too?
Yeah.
I seen it. I just didn't watch it yet.
It's good, bro.
I don't know what it's streaming on, but
it's really good. It was in the theater for a good while. And you know, there was like a controversy around that. Sorry, guys. This is not really on topic, but I'm just going to put this out there. They were turning the AC off in a lot of theaters that were showing it. They were making it so very uncomfortable.
So people would leave.
So they would leave. Or they would even show that the crowd was sold out. The ticket sales were all sold out when they really weren't. That's sad, dog. Anything that promotes a positive message out there gets fucking derailed and de-shot. It's just sad, dog. But anyway, back to the topic of lust, guys. Watch Sound of Freedom. We're going to review it here on this podcast very soon. Probably within the next few weeks or so.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Well, after once SlideShow watches it, though, because he hasn't, once he watches it, then we can actually review it.
Yeah. Let's get back to lust. I want to step on the devil's toes.
Let's do that.
That's cool. We're going to get messy.
Let's do it.
Talking about lust.
Lust, man. So, the battle of lust. How do you? We talked about being able to overcome it, right?
Yeah.
And how would you find the power and the strength to, what's the word? There's another word I used earlier. Not just overcome it, but to battle it, right? To fight it. I forgot what word I said earlier. It'll probably come back to me. What ways do you think we can advise our audience that, ways have you been able to, that you figured out for yourself, either personal experience or something that you would recommend trying? What ways could they try to overcome lust in their lives? If you want to use scenarios, go ahead. But like, what would SlideShow do? Like, how would you handle lust? What would you recommend to our viewers and listeners? How to tackle this shit, bro?
It makes it
combat
so
it.
hard
How to combat lust?
If I don't know if they can tell. I know you can tell. I'm looking up into like stargazing, but it's because like, man, when I hear questions like this, man, my ADHD, I just start
kicking in, huh?
Yeah, low key. Well, I'm gonna say it like this. There was a time where, Jesus eventually gave the disciples powers to cast out demons and heal people, right? And there was one time they ran across a demon. They couldn't. They came back just like, hey, master, we couldn't. Or no. Some people came and said, hey, your disciples couldn't take this dude out. And Jesus was like, this demon comes out by fasting and praying.
Yeah.
So
that's how you cast them.
Yeah, it's not enough to pray. Sometimes if it's something you're really struggling, like battling with, like, okay, like I'm praying and this, you got to fast.
Yeah.
When you fast, when you kind of like starve the flesh, man, the spirit, man, kind of start picking up more.
Bro, you know what, man? And that's what I was thinking about doing is fasting for a couple of days, just water.
Yeah.
Water only.
Hey, you do that, you're going to see how much more of the spiritual side going to pick up, your spiritual senses.
Why do you think that is? What does food do?
I don't know.
Obviously, besides being fuel for the body, what does it do to you then?
That, and that's the thing. You got gluttony too. That's overeating. I think like, I'm not sure if it has to relate to like laziness, like when you feed yourself all the time to be full and you can't operate, because slothfulness is a sin too.
Yeah.
So, but when you set away these, that's like some people say I'm going on a social media fast, or, fasting from food, or fasting from this, or fasting from that. What it's supposed to do is you're setting all these things aside, like a sacrificing time to be in the presence of God. You feel me? So you're setting all these things. So I'm not going to be distracted by my phone, by social media, by food. Instead, I'm going to go give praises to God. Like, I can feel my body groaning because it's hungry, but yet I'm still in this presence. You see that? Yeah. And I think like,
so you think one of your first, sorry, let me cut you off. Your first advice to everybody is the first point is fasting. That can help combat it.
I would. But some people, they can't, because you got some people that do that 40-day fast.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't advise that to someone that's never tried it.
Yeah.
I think the most I've done was only like, I can't lie, bro. I don't know how long I've went, but I could say this. I could say there was times where like I'd open confessed like, okay, I'm going on a fast. And that's the thing. You can't talk out loud because you got demonic entities that's around that can listen. Because I say that to say this. There was times I've like declared a fast and then like, okay, I'm only do water, And all of a sudden, even people that hate me want to offer me food. All of a sudden, even people that hate me want to offer me food. It's like, Negro, you ain't never offered me food a day in my life. But when I'm trying to do a fast, you got Cinnabons and with extra glizzies on top, and you got donuts and pizzas and stuff, and you know I'm hungry.
He said glizzies. I hear you though. Yeah, it's funny how that's not a coincidence. I agree.
It's not, and that hasn't only happened once. That's happened almost every time I've tried to do it.
Shit, man. I believe
until you just like, you know what? I'll just start tomorrow instead.
Yeah.
Didn't you just defeat the whole purpose of it? Because
the fast.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm actually fasting. I don't know if you knew this. I'm doing intermittent fasting. It's funny we're talking about fasting right now. Currently, I can only ingest food till 7 o'clock. Right now it's 5:43. So once we hit 7 p.m., I'm done. I'm done. I'm not eating anything else but drinking water.
Okay.
Until 1 p.m. the next day.
You know.
So I fast for 18 hours and then I eat for 6. Only during 6 hours.
You know what?
I don't eat the whole 6 hours because I want to lose some weight. So I only eat till I'm.
Is that an F on the cup?
Yeah.
No, ain't no way. Oh, it is.
That's dope, huh? Yeah. You like that?
Low key. Yeah. You know what I was gonna say though, bro? Because this is the thing, right? When your stomach is grumbling that you're hungry, fasting, it shows a lot of things. For one, it shows God how serious you are that you need this thing to come through for you.
Yep.
2, you're not gonna worry about clapping cheeks if your stomach is empty.
That's true.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not gonna worry about social media if your stomach is complaining that you're hungry.
Yeah.
But if you could hold fast to staying in prayer and talking to God, reading the word, you know, so you're going to get this breakthrough one way or another.
That's true.
And don't be lying to yourself, too. I remember I told a story on here one time. Like, there was a girl. I don't know if she watched this. Hopefully she don't watch this. But there was a girl. She was like, if she watched, she going to know who she is. Everybody going to do it. She was like, so she was dating somebody, right? Yeah, she was dating somebody, and they were Christians, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, let me take that back.
I can cut it out, bro.
No, leave it there.
You sure? Hashtag leave it in.
Yeah, lust.
Hashtag lust. Hashtag lust.
Yeah.
Hashtag leave it in.
She was like, we're Christians, so we don't have sex. But I give them head.
But what?
But I give them head.
And she said that? Okay.
Which is oral sex.
Which is still sex, lady out there
sex.
that SlideShow's talking about. Yeah. It's the same shit. Just saying.
Yeah, but you can't lie to yourself. You got to stay true to it. If you're going to do it, if you're going to be all in, be all in. If you're going to be all out, be all out. Because you don't want to go to hell, man. That's a crazy thing.
No, you really don't. And you know, he said, we all know what he said about lukewarmness.
Yeah.
So there's that reality and that fact.
Yeah, there's that too.
Can't con God.
But you know what, man? I think this is what I wanted to say. It's the inner damage. If you could pray to God and ask God to show you the inner damage that, since we're talking about lust, but there's other things too. But if you could show him the damage it does internally, like, I think that would be enough just to not want to do it anymore. Because then you have like you see so many people like mentally destroyed is because they're doing things like this, and they might not know that this is what's causing it, but it's like you're just damaging yourself. Like, for example, like you see these girls on like the interview we was watching.
Yeah.
They don't know their worth.
Those random. Yeah, you saw that, right? Did you catch one of them say that?
Yeah. Like, would you?
I like to say my worth is high, but I don't think it is. But
or would you? Would you do a one night stand with me?
Yeah.
Like, what did she say back? She said.
Yeah, but I won't say it on camera.
Yeah. Turn off the camera.
Yeah.
It's like
you want to do this shit behind closed doors.
But you can see, that's where the low self esteem come from.
Oh, of course.
And then you see how.
But it's sad. They get their some women. I'm not saying all women. So you guys know they're watching this, and women that are watching this. I'm not saying all women base their worth off of this, but I know that some women base their worth off of how many men want them, or how many men want to sleep with them, how many men want to fuck them.
Daddy issues, yeah,
that too, because they didn't get valued by their father figure or their mother. They didn't feel the love really there, and then they just find their self-worth. if someone doesn't want them, they feel like then they're not worthy. That's
Or
sad.
they got to please everybody.
Or they feel like they got to please exactly. You know, but girl, I got news for every girl watching this that doesn't know any better already. You don't got to do that to prove your worth to anyone in this world. You don't. You don't got to give your. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be vulgar when I say this because we don't mute shit on this show. You already know. You don't got to flaunt your pussy out there to get what you want in life, and you don't got to flaunt it out there to get respect or worth or self-worth
or self-appreciation.
The self. You don't got to evaluate self through that. You don't got to define your self-worth by giving yourself up like that. You shouldn't find any self-satisfaction. That's what I was trying to say. Self-satisfaction through that act, because even though you're finding pleasure in that act, the void of the need to be wanted.
Yeah.
Right? It's a temporary feeling. Would you agree, SlideShow? That's a temporary fulfillment that you're getting.
And then
literally,
just to feel more damage afterwards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're getting it. So you're getting self-satisfied literally and then emotionally. And then the emotional aspect doesn't last. Like you said, it wears off.
Yeah.
Just like the physicality wears off. You were used up and then thrown back.
You know,
so really, are you self-worth is high over that? I don't think so.
You gotta stay on top of it though. It's just like going to the gym. Like you have to make the gym a lifestyle.
Yeah, it
can't just be some.
You pick it up, use it for a little while, put it back down. You never see results that way.
Yeah, but it's like if you, not to say like you have to fast every day, but it's like you have to. It can't be, Jesus can't be something you put on for the moment and then take off to sin and then put right back on. Like
That's
if
true.
the thing is like you're supposed to always have it on. If you slip and fall, the Bible says a righteous man slips 7 times but stand back up again. If you slip and fall, you stand back up. But that's not to say you have the strength to keep going. Even though you want to do it, you're supposed to keep going. But you can't. If you can overcome it, overcome it. But if you just because it feel good, don't
No,
it's kind of like you're like, like you see. Look, right? If there's a couple, if somebody spilled some water on the floor, and you're like, okay, I could step over it, or I could take my chance and slip, see if I fall. Like you,
or you just you can be lazy and help clean it up.
I mean, that's besides the point. But it's like if you could step over it, just step over it.
I see what you're saying. The example is if you could avoid it, avoid it.
If you could avoid it, avoid it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's a good example.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know. But then that's the thing though. Like I said, you can't miss what you never had. But if you've had it, then you know what it's like.
Yep.
And
all you virgins out there know.
So then you can miss it.
So all you virgins out there know. It's true though,
But even me, bro, I could say even through my trials and situations, I could see for myself the more damage it caused.
Yeah.
Just briefly, man, just to give an example. I think for me, I tried to make that something fun and try to fill the void of like feeling loved in a sense. But then like at the end of the day, I just seen it as a waste of time for one. You got the soul ties you have to worry about, and then not even that, even just thinking about, because I don't know if some people just do it for fun, but then if you're somebody that's really conscious of, then you realize, you hurt that person too, whether they realize it or not, for when you wasted their time.
And I think the agenda though people don't care. Everybody has their own agendas and they don't care. As long as they got self-satisfaction, they don't care. I enjoyed her while I was clapping, and then afterwards.
But it's a chase because it's only pleasure for how long it lasts.
Yep.
What, 5-minute sessions, 10-minute sessions, an hour
session? That's it.
And
you're chasing that. You're chasing that gratification. It's not even that long.
But I feel like, I hate to say it like this, but I feel like the urge to want to have sex, I think that's normal. God placed that in us.
Yeah.
For the right time, for the right person.
Yeah.
But it's like Allstate. Are you in good hands? Whose hands are you in? Because because if you step into the devil's hands, then you clap here. You clap here, and then you good for 1-2 days until that demon come back. Like, it's time to destroy some more cheeks. Like, who we after next? It's like, whose hands are you in?
That's true. Are you in good hands?
But are you in good hands? But the thing is, but if you're in God's hand, the thing is not that the urge won't come.
It won't be as strong.
But God, right? But God, He gives you the power to overcome it.
No, that's true.
Whose hands are you in?
Whose hands are you in? Good hands or are you in the wrong hands? That's true. So what are the other? Are those the only points you got? Anything else you want to add to that as far as how to combat this?
Man, honestly, bro, man, oftentimes we try to solve spiritual problems in the flesh.
Yeah.
At least me, man. I don't know. Because then you got these.
It might be one of those situations where the first point you gave is the only point, which is fast and just pray.
Yeah, bro.
Right, for that strength. It makes the most sense, though. I get what you're saying. How else are you going to combat it? Walk away? Well, I got some ways, but I'll go after you.
No, go ahead.
You want to take it from here?
Yeah.
Okay, so to coin into what SlideShow was saying, I agree. I think the first thing you need to do is fast and pray. I agree with them. And just talk to God and try to spiritually attack this thing. Because something you just said right now is so true. You cannot... Lust, you guys, believe it or not, for everybody paying attention and listening and watching right now, lust is something that you cannot just battle by saying, I'm not going to do it. Nope. I'm closing my eyes. Right. That can help. That can help. But that can only get you so far.
Right.
Like you said, it's a spiritual battle too, guys. And not enough credit gets put there. Well, SlideShow made a good point. I'm glad he actually brought that up first because that's exactly the best way to do it. You fight it spiritually, it'll trickle into your physicality. Honestly, it will. You don't believe it? Try it. Trust me, it will. It will manifest itself the way it needs to, and you'll have the strength from God that you asked for. But you got to now here's where you come in, right? So God's doing his part, right? He's giving you the strength you asked for. Now, what I was going to advise is this, yes, turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
You see a fat ass, you see a body you like, nice titties, face, whatever it is that attracts you, men, turn the other cheek. And now you women out there, you see a physique you like, an attitude that you like, a certain, way that he talks to you or flirts with you when you know you shouldn't be. Flee from it. I'm not saying ignore the person, but you maybe interact with them a little less. You know what I'm saying? If you know that they're a temptation for you and you know that you shouldn't be around them because it might lead to something that you might regret later because there is someone you have that you love or you claim to love or you're trying to love, go the other way. Interact with that person less. I know it's hard advice, but it's truth. Listen to me. Interact with them less. You know what I'm saying? If it isn't already obvious, then explain it to them if you have to. Most of you won't do that, but that's okay. So my option is if you're not going to do that, then at least try to separate yourself the best you can. If it's not a person that you physically know or that you know that you don't know personally already, you don't talk to them, nothing, then that's easy. That means just don't engage. Yeah. You see them, you don't know them yet, good. Keep it that way. As hard as it is to the urge, you want to fucking go up there and talk to them, talking to the guys again, because most times girls don't do this. So guys that are struggling with that, don't go talk to that girl, bro. Don't do it. As much as you want to, just fight it. Don't. You don't know her, good. Keep it that way. Fight the lust urges that way.
Hey, it's funny, bro.
Honestly, because if you know you don't have enough self-control, because if you're like me or SlideShow and you got the gift of gab and you know how to talk, you know how to use your lips, you know how to use you have what most people would call game, or nowadays they call it Riz. If you got Riz, like me and my co-host here, you got to learn to suppress it, man. Because honestly, the Riz will get you so far, even if you're single. Like you said, it's not healthy to be fucking all these girls out here, man. No. Even if you can, it's like the old practice, guys. Or just because you can doesn't mean you should.
You should, yeah.
So honestly, try to live by that shit. As old as it is, right? It exists for a reason, man. Even if you have the power to lay the pipe on every girl you find, don't do it.
That's a curse.
It is a curse. Because that means that you are too good of a talker, where you're so good at you have memorized women so well that you know how to play them like keys. Mm-hmm. That's sad for them, man. Because if they meet you, God forbid, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be tearing souls left and right, man. Because it is soul ties we're talking about here too. So just refrain from that, gentlemen. If you really want to feed your soul and your physicality from lust to get away from it, I think that's the best way to combat it, right?
Yeah.
You want to add to that? Go ahead. I have one last thing.
Now, the only thing I was gonna say, man, I think the main problem with our nation in today's society, there's no fear for God. Yeah. It's one thing to be scared of God. That's like, that's what he could do to me. Yeah.
Satan fears God.
Yeah, of course he does.
So,
but scared is when you think they're going to hurt you. Fear, I think, is respect.
Yeah. There's a healthy kind of fear to have.
Like, my dad don't allow that.
Because exactly. Yeah, you know how his hand is.
Exactly.
So why try his hand if you know what the outcomes will be?
Man, not even that, man.
Just being aware of it and not want to try it. Right? Sorry.
Cause scared, I think scared is. Nah, man, you know what he could do. You know how strong he is. I think that's scared. Fear is. Nah, you want me to go against my pops? I can't do that, man. I love him too much.
Yeah, that's good too. So there's exactly. He just defines his fear, but
not because of
it's a healthy fear.
I could probably whip his ass, but that's not why I'm saying that. I'm saying that because I love my dad. Why do I want to disrespect him?
Of course,
that's more of like, but it's because like, bro, I think people think hell is going to be like Project X and the biggest party you could get drunk at, and meet up all the homies, see him again, and bro, nobody fears hell. Nobody fears hell because nobody lives like they fear hell,
and nobody thinks hell's real. Well, that's not true. Most people that live in sin and don't believe in God.
No, if you let me see if you're gonna say what I think you're gonna say. What do they say?
They don't. They say they don't believe in hell. They don't think it's a thing.
You could ask it. If people that's not a believer, ask them.
They don't believe there's heaven or hell.
What they think. No, they do. But I don't know about the heaven part, but ask them what they think about hell, and I guarantee you the majority will say, okay, we're living here. We're living in hell right now.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
Living in hell
I've heard that version. Well, I also heard someone say that they think hell might be like them reliving a part of their life that they hated over and over again. Infinity, on a reel.
I got sad news for you, buddy.
There might be like that if you check it out. Wait, you want to say it? I'm going to let you say it. Go ahead.
There's, man, I was going to say,
because that's something I want to say.
That might, we can't say for sure, that might be something that happens in hell.
Yeah.
Because, there's different variations of hell. Yeah. But, I don't know. That sounds like you pulled it out your ass. It's not scriptural.
Exactly. I think the reality of the real is, picture this. Never ending burning. I'm talking about an eternity of burning. The Bible says gnashing of teeth, gritting your teeth, never ending. So imagine a pain that will not go away no matter what, and you're burning. Your flesh is burning down to the bone, okay? To the bone, without stopping, and you won't die from it. What does the Bible say? You will scream for death, right? Or you will plead for it, and it'll flee from you. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but it does say something like that, right? I mean, you will pray for death, right? And it'll flee from you, right? Doesn't it say like something like that?
It's crazy.
You'll pray for death, it'll flee from you, and it'll be like gnashing of the teeth. Bro, if that doesn't grotesquely scare you, I don't know what else should, man. Because not saying that should be the only reason why you seek a relationship with our all-knowing, all-loving God. It should just be something to motivate you that you definitely do not ever want to have to deal with.
You know what the crazy thing is?
Right? I mean, that should be one of the motivators aside from living and knowing the all-knowing God,
Because what you're describing, that's hell, but that's not the final destination.
It isn't, but I think that's a very scary part of it. That's a very scary aspect of it. Imagine being in untangible pain, bro, that you can't escape. How do you mentally deal with that? You can't die from it. You want to die from it.
Well,
you're begging to die from it, and you won't. That's wild. Like, Lord, stop the pain. Imagine that. God forbid. I don't want to experience that. But imagine, stop the pain, and you doesn't fucking. Oh well, sorry, you're not gonna die. You're just gonna feel this forever.
Well, that's the thing. You didn't want to believe when there was time.
Yeah. So now you have to. Oh my.
Because
that's terrible.
Because there's a story like that in the Bible with the rich man and Lazarus. Lazarus was a homeless person.
Yeah.
The rich man was a rich man, of course.
Yeah.
And the rich man, I think he had a castle, and then like every day he'd have his servants go give Lazarus, the homeless dude outside his gate, the bones.
Yeah.
And it said like he'd be eating the bones of the rich man, and the dogs would come up to him and lick his sores, and and he just wasn't in the best living conditions. And they both died in the same day. But then Lazarus was taken off to Abraham's bosom. That's afterlife, to Abraham's bosom. Waiting room for the people going to heaven.
Yeah.
And the rich man went over to Sheol, hell. And there was a great gap distance. And then, this debunks another thing, because everybody's like, oh, will we know each other in the afterlife? So the rich man recognized Lazarus and was like, hey, Lazarus, come bring me a drop of water on my tongue. That's how hot it was. And I'm like, that's stupid. Nobody would ever say that. Until there was one hot day. There was one hot day, bro, I experienced. And in my desperation, I was like, a drip of water would help me right now. So I was like, when you get desperate enough, that drip of water come in clutch. So I was like, okay, that's real. And then, yeah, man, you know, the story goes on, you know, Father Abraham came and he was like, nah, he can't come to you, bro. Like, either the gap is too far.
Shit.
And then he was like, yeah, when you was alive, you had your good things, you know, and he was down bad.
Yeah,
so
no, for
now
sure.
he has his good things, you down bad.
Man.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean,
we had to, man. We're gonna have to save it though, man. We're gonna put the pause button on that topic because it's good. It's a good one. And we're just delving into the afterlife, and we'll come back to that one, guys. That's the thing when you that's a tricky part. When you talk about lust, when you start talking about lust and the things of the Word of God, it just leads you to a whole other, not a bad place,
it leads
a
you
great
to a
place.
360.
Yeah, to a whole other topic.
All around the world.
Unfortunately, we'll have to put the pause button on there, guys. We'll come back to that in a future episode. But you know, after that, we'll talk about the afterlife and all that. But that's a great topic. SlideShow. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry.
No.
But but moving back to lust, man, I think ultimately, you guys, what it does to your soul is probably the most telling part. And then after I say this, I'm gonna let SlideShow add to it, and then we're gonna move on over to the Adam 22 situation. I think, you know, bottom line, guys, with the whole lust, because lust is such a heavy topic, we're not gonna reach it all today. We'll probably talk about this in the future again too. But ultimately, and maybe SlideShow can agree with this, you know, your tidbit on it. I feel like lust, it just destroys your soul, because when you share yourself, right, physically like that, you know, when you have sex with somebody, you're joining as one. Physically, you're, you know what I'm saying, that for, you know, we're an adult audience, we're all mature. You know, when you're inserting your penis in her vagina, that's a connection that's happening. Not just physically, but also you're connecting your souls. You are. There's a soul, something called a soul tie that's happening, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that biblical? It is, right?
Soul tie. It doesn't
Maybe
have
not
that name for it.
Maybe it's a different name for it, right? Intertwining souls, whatever you want to, however you figure. But the way my dad taught it to me, soul ties were something that when you had intercourse, right? You have sex with somebody, another woman, in this case, guy with girl, you're tying your soul up with theirs. So you're taking a piece of that individual with you now. So imagine you're out there, you feel like you're top alpha male, and you're fucking all these girls, right? You're banging all these women, you're just sleeping with them left and right. Now you got 100, 200 soul ties. Are you really a man at the end of the day? It's just like, eventually your soul's going to feel that weight, bro. You may think, I can keep saying nothing, bro. It's me just slinging dick. It's me slaying girls left and right. Or else some asshole man out there would call them bitches. I'm slaying bitches left and right. Bro, it's sad to think that way. That mentality to me is like, it's immature, bro. It's someone that's not fully developed. It's someone that puts too much self-worth in their ability to get women.
Leaving people damaged.
Yeah, exactly. So you're basing your self-worth off of your ability to slay women. Isn't that sad? Like, really think about that for a second.
Because it's not. It's just playing them.
Yeah, you're playing. Exactly. You're selling them a false hope, a false narrative, a false dream,
false story,
Yeah. To give them so that they can give you the pussy, right? Really give you themselves, in a more respectful way to put it. To get what? You damage them, and then you got satisfaction from them for an hour, maybe 45 minutes, however long it is you did your session with them, and on to the next. What do you really leave that situation with? Are you a better man now because of it?
Came out the same way you went in.
Exactly. And that was some good pussy, bro. Yeah. How long does that live for, though? That bragging right that you believe that you have now? While she takes that, because I'll let y'all know this for men that don't know any better. Women are more emotional than we are, man. They take that shit with them. Not just the physical. You might have pleasured them. They might remember you for a while now, right? If you lay it down right, they'll remember you. But they're taking a piece of that emotionally. Now you took a piece of their heart with you. And now they're hurting. So not only are they going to miss the physicality of it, how good it was physically, but they're going to miss how you made them feel emotionally. And then they're not going to trust the next guy. Now you just fuck them up for the next person.
Either that or they'll hate you.
Or they'll hate your guts. They want to talk to you no more. Right? It's some real shit, bro. This is the reality of what goes around sex, guys. It's like you could feel like King Dick because you're slinging a bunch of women, but at the end of the day, that doesn't make you King Dick, man. It goes back to what we were saying earlier, right? Just because you can does not mean you should, man. And if you don't, trust me, that makes you more of a man, honestly. If you can fight it better than you give into it, that makes you more of a man, honestly, in my opinion. Yeah. You know, call me Les, whatever, bro. I know exactly what I'm capable of. SlideShow knows what he's capable of. I'm not out there fucking every girl I find attractive. And that doesn't mean we can get every single girl, but that's besides the point. Besides the point is that most of the time, if your success rate is over 80, you get in majority of those women. Even if a couple say no to you. Right? You let that hurt your ego, fuck it, I'll get the next one. And then you do get the next one. and the problem continues. You see what I'm saying? Okay, I didn't get her, so now I need to get her to feel better.
Yeah.
Then you get her, you feel better. Now what?
Uh-huh.
And you know what I'm saying? It's never ending shit, bro.
Time.
Never ending waste of time. We talked about that off the record.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I wanted to say about lust, man. Before we move on, anything you want to add to that? Or move on to the Adam 22 situation?
Nah, we can move
situation
on.
anymore. Yeah, that's pretty thorough, huh?
Yeah,
Yo, man, that was heavy, bro. You know, shout out to us, man, because it's a heavy topic, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
step on the devil toes.
Step on them, bro. And you know what, guys? I know that this is not really a topic that's popular because a lot of people, you know, they really preach the opposite.
Yeah.
They encourage men to go out there and get as many. For viewers, exactly.
Right.
And you know what? There is another demographic I want to add. There are women out there who do love to give it too. They think like men. There's women that love just to go fuck. They exist. There are women, especially in these clubs, that like to go out there and just get their pussy slain. It feels good to them. They don't care. I have met a woman like that, and it's sad. I think that's just damage. What do you think? Just I want your one comment on that. We'll move on. There are women out there so damaged they believe it. Nah, I don't give a fuck, dog. I'm happy with it. It is what it is. You're right. I had my fun. They had their fun. I'm on to the next guy.
It's one thing. Like, you know, I'm gonna just say this
pretty
briefly.
They're like that, bro.
It's I'm gonna say this briefly.
What?
Like the Samaritan woman that Jesus encountered at the well. You know, he was like, "You got 5 husbands, yet the dude you living with is your boyfriend."
Shit.
But what did he do? He didn't throw rocks at her. He didn't throw rocks at her. He said, "Go and sin no more."
He did. Talking about Mary Magdalene, right?
Yeah,
stoning her. Yeah.
He was like, no, that was somebody different.
Okay.
Yeah,
this wasn't a story with Jesus, right? In the rocks.
That lady just got caught cheated.
Okay,
this is the woman he was talking
they
to
were
at the
stone.
well.
Okay, this is someone else.
Yeah.
Right.
The woman he was gonna stone. Yeah, that was the other one that got caught cheating on her husband. But this one was in a worse situation. Now she had 5 husbands. He was like number 6. You ain't even married to.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, he told her. He said it lovingly.
Wow.
Go and sin no more.
That's wild.
You know. So it's like, I think it's one thing if you don't know and you're doing it, like if you're doing it for fun and you're not aware of, like, you know, all these things that we've been talking about, you know, and you want to continue. I mean, you love it. You like it. You like it. I love it. Right. But now if you don't know and you're searching for the light, then, you know, you should. It's one thing if you have pride and you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear the message? What did Jesus say? Knock off your sandals. Keep moving.
Yeah. He
said, I knock at the door. You know, all you have to do is open.
That's true. No, you're right. That's true.
You accept it or not? It's like you said, bro. Once you get of your age, you're not. There was a famous saying that said, you're not in charge of how your life starts, but you're in charge of how it ends.
Shoo.
You can't.
You're in charge of how it ends.
Yeah. That's like me. That's like me thinking I could get away with robbing the bank. You know, having babies with multiple women, you know, using the fact of not having a dad throughout my whole life. A cop shot me dead. Because I didn't have a dad in my life. It's like, okay, but what'd you do about it?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. Sat there, complained. Yeah. You actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like a free ticket.
It didn't even, no, you're right. That's the sad reality of it.
That's baby behavior. That's baby tantrum.
That's baby tantrum behavior.
God don't do that.
Nope.
God don't do that.
No,
so it's like, I don't know. At the end of the day, we will. What I can say, bro, before we move on, we will all be held accountable.
Amen.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right, bro.
So don't you ever say you never heard.
Don't ever say that. I agree. No, I agree with you 100%, bro. So, on to the next topic.
I like that.
You're dropping like shells. Yeah.
Little lust.
You like that? Lust. Lust. Yeah. So on to the next topic, guys. It's still lust, but the next talking point. Adam 22, OnlyFans, aka porn star.
They already know that.
AKA
so we're not going to brief them. We're just going to start talking trash. We're not
AKA
even going.
He fucks his wife.
Adam, bro.
Go ahead, bro. I'll let you take it from here.
Adam.
You got to get off your chest. You ever watch this? Go ahead, bro. Let Adam know. Look at the camera.
You could just go ahead and send us an email. Send us just any way
Timeless Talk Productions at Gmail.
Yeah. And if you need help, bro, we could talk. You know, I don't have no degree in psychology or nothing, but I keep it real. I keep it real with you. Ain't nobody smashed my wife. And
man, I don't care if it's for the bag. You're tripping, bro. Like they say it's easy for us, right? Because we weren't the ones that offered the money. I don't give a fuck, bro.
that goes back to self-worth. That goes back to
Let's go back to self-worth.
It's like if you wouldn't pay somebody to
literally stuff your wife.
how bro, I think we could move on to the next topic because this is ridiculous.
This shit is self-explanatory, right? Like,
And then he was trying to defend. Oh no! This is all for money. It's strictly business.
bro, no, Adam.
This woman was
Played
enjoying
yourself.
herself.
Congratulations, you played yourself, bro.
And then you brought bro on the podcast to talk about how you enjoyed it.
While he was present, he's there with them having the conversation.
And she even said she started blushing and felt uncomfortable.
Oh,
I'm like,
bro,
how much disrespect could like one man take? Like,
I don't think he has any more like in him, bro. Like, it's
bro, I wanted to hang myself for him, bro. That's the crazy part.
I wouldn't be able to look at my girl the same, bro. I just got
Low key.
I couldn't do it. Like,
Low key. I'd be like, how could you live with yourself?
how do you look in the mirror? Like, she came home, she took a shower for him, and
He said, every time you look in the mirror, you see a clown.
bro, he and you know what? She was excited when he let her go fuck other people. Like, that's what she wanted.
It came out that it was all a front. Like she was saying how he off camera he was like start acting differently because he knew he was hurt, and she admitted that he was hurt, and then he was like, okay, well since he set the standard, I could do twice as better now. I'm like, damn.
He said that?
Yeah,
about her.
That's what he told her. Like,
wow.
He was
But
asking
to be
her
fair,
how was it, or okay, now I gotta do twice as better as he did now. And
saying that he had to live up now to what Adam. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
brother. You got to live up to what Jason Love did to Lena the Plug. Look, bro, when you let Lena the Plug get plugged by somebody
It's a
else,
plug.
when you let her get plugged by somebody else, bro. Look, man, you're blessed if you know how to use the equipment that God gave you, right? But sometimes if you got someone with a bigger key than yours to put in her plug, I'm just saying, bro, like, what did you think was going to happen? That's a lot to live up to, bro. If you can't fill her in the way he felt her in,
Right.
you better be able to hit them walls like they've never been hit before. You know what I'm saying?
Key,
I'm just being real, bro. You know?
Right. He gonna choose somebody from the BBC category. Like, why would you do that to yourself?
I agree. That was a little intense for self. Why would you even want to do that? Like, I agree. Like, why would you want to put yourself
stones now? No.
Why would you put yourself in a situation where you got to compete with that now? Because that's going to be in her head. Like, mentally, okay, not only did he physically give her the hammer, but he mentally and emotionally destroyed her pussy, bro. Like, so what did you think? Like,
He say he's psychology.
but then he tries to make himself feel better. What did you say? Sorry, psychologically.
Yeah, he psychologically destroyed her too, bro.
He did
all that good stuff.
Oh, 100%. But then he tries to make himself feel better by saying that the fans all agreed and voted that it was mid. That supposedly the whole porno itself was mid. It wasn't as vulgar and hardcore as the fans would have liked to have seen.
The fact is,
they wanted to see her shit get destroyed by BBC, basically.
The fact is, it was crazy, bro. It was funny, man. I didn't watch the video. I didn't care for it, but it's like I was watching. Like the one thing I did watch from them was the interviews.
Oh shit!
And like what they were
those
saying.
Are pretty bad. Yeah,
and you know,
I didn't watch the porn either. I didn't really care. Like, did you watch it for study reasons?
Yeah, all right. Everybody was talking about it. I was like, yeah, okay, weird flex. But after listening to the interviews, you know, the first thing you got to do in this society is go to the comments.
Of course.
And everybody was sending screenshots with her making stupid faces, like randomly paused in the video.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, damn. I was like, bro, how do you live with you? There's no way you can bounce back from this.
No way at all. I agree. There's no way.
I don't know if I think they have. And then bro was talking stupid. He was.
What'd he say?
It was something. Somebody asked him about his daughter. Like if like he was like, what if your daughter sees you guys as tapes and all that
I saw
stuff?
that. Yeah.
And then him was like, oh, well, if she's not adult enough to handle stuff like that, she shouldn't have been born. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about,
He
bro?
said that?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Is he retarded?
Like, bro, what is he talking
Adam,
about?
are you fucking stupid, bro? You're probably never going to see this, but are you fucking stupid, bro? What the fuck?
And then, the thing is this is just his karma, really.
Yeah.
Because supposedly they've done OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And he admitted to doing at least like 300 threesomes with his wife and another woman, but with different women. So it's just like, oh, so you just got what you needed.
Yeah.
So it was just her turn to have one.
Basically, I was going to say that. No, and I was actually going to get to that point. So, Lena the plug, right, his wife, she probably feels better now because as much as she wants to say she's okay with him fucking other women because she gets to join in and they get to be swingers together and they get to fuck these women together, the only one really winning in that whole situation is Adam. Think about it. He gets to fuck his wife and all of these other women. He's winning, bro. Think about it. He literally got to do what every man in the back of their heads, sinners or not, want to do. You know what I'm saying? Would actually do if they had the chance to. Because he has fucked a lot of hot women. I'm not going to lie. A lot of them are hot. They're whores. It's sad. It's a waste of beauty, in my opinion. If a woman's a whore and she's beautiful, it's a waste. That's what I call it. I'm sorry. Yeah. Any self-respecting man doesn't want a woman with a high body count. Am I right? I'm just being real, bro. To all real men out there, I'm sure SlideShow can agree. No man wants to wife a woman with a massive body count or a huge body. No one wants to do that. Would you feel proud to say, this is my wife and she just fucked like 30 guys before you? No. But we're hypocrites, right? At the same time, a lot of men are hypocrites. You want to slam a bunch of women.
In that position.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to fuck I probably got 30 bodies. SlideShow might got 30 bodies. I'm here putting it out there. Nah, but anyway, you get what we're saying. Like, it's okay if a guy does it, right? Because they ain't a double standard. Right. We're different. We're different. So we can have as many bodies as we want. We're not a flower. We're the deflowers. Right. We deflower the flowers. We're not the
flowers. We're the ones that kick them.
We're the ones that kick them. Exactly. So then we're hypocrites, right? Because we want our wife to be a perfectly untouched flower, but we want to exactly. But we want to run
blemished.
But we blemished. But we want to run through them. It's just wild. Like, it's true. We're blemished.
Blemished.
But anyway, yeah, man. So it's hypocritical, honestly. But that's what the pleasure she gets in it now is that, hey, now it's my turn. I got to be present while he fucked all these other women while he fucked me. But now I get to try some other dick. So great. Now I'm on the same level as him. He can't tell me shit. And by the way, it was a rule that she supposedly respected before he allowed her to fuck Jason Love.
No.
He told her, no. You cannot have sex with anybody else but me and the women that we fuck. And she was okay with that, supposedly up until this point.
You know what I think is the most disrespectful part?
What's up?
I think on the podcast, they spoke about how he cream bite her.
Oh yeah, bro! I heard about that.
That got to be the icing on the cake.
Yeah,
the feather that broke the camel's back. That got to be it.
Bro busted a load inside of her, bro.
And she was okay with it.
And the wild part is, he had it. You know what's even crazier? Supposed to be Adam said, because they interviewed him. They asked him about it on other podcasts that he came on. He admitted that he told her the only places that he could not bust was in her face, I think. In her mouth, I think, or on her chest or titties. I think it's in her face, really, or something like that. That was off limits. Or in the mouth, I think it was. I don't remember exactly what he said, but I think that his rule was that the guy could not finish in her mouth or on her face. And then, and this guy's kind of a clown, but Aiden Ross, he's like another streamer.
Oh, yeah.
You know who he is?
I know I have been, yeah.
You know, and then he asked her, and he's like, but Adam, I won't spoil it. And he tells him, he's like, I won't spoil it, but I watched it. And where he finishes, is that any better? Like, I was like, yo, I don't really, Aiden's kind of hit or miss, but I agree with Aiden on that, bro. That shit is nasty, bro. Like, it's worse. I agree with him. Bro, I agree with the streamer. Okay, so you don't want him to bust in your wife's face, which is understandable. But the vagina should have been the first thing you said was off limits. The whole fucking shouldn't have happened at all. Let's be honest.
I was just getting ready to say
let's say that. Let's be real. Let's just be real, man to man. I'm like SlideShow. I'm not letting another man fuck my wife. Because the day that happens, the next day I'm getting a divorce. Like you said, right? The day that happens is because it was unconsensual and I didn't know about it. Right, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, and then your ass is out that door. Exactly. I'm sure you agree, right? But let's just say that. I'm sure you agree with me, right? But the fact is, if you're going to put rules and you're going to be a disgusting motherfucking sicko about this shit, and you're going to allow your wife to do this, you would think the first thing you would say is he cannot finish inside you. And he weirdly accepted that shit for what it was. And then you could tell he was bothered because he did say, he's like, yeah, well, I didn't want that to happen either, but it did. What are you going to do? That was his response. What are you going to do? It happened.
Bro, how are you, like, okay, like, you know this is the day, hypothetically, you know this is the day your wife is going to do this big BBC.
And they woke up knowing that was the day.
Then she come home after filming it. Like, oh, hey, babe, I'm back.
From getting stuffed like a turkey, like a Thanksgiving turkey.
It's like, man, I don't know, bro.
I don't know as much you can say else about it.
I don't have nothing else,
man. Neither do I, man. I'm going to be losing breath over it. Let it in.
On to the next.
On to the next talking point.
I won't talk about no cuck for too long.
He's right. We already gave Adam 22 and Leonard the Plug too much attention that they already got. If anything, we're bringing the story back to life for them, bro. We're giving it CPR.
Low key.
Because, they're out of the limelight now because we're moving on to the next topic, like SlideShow said. Drop the case, move on. Logan Paul and Nina Agdal and Dylan Dennis, that whole situation. So I'm going to brief SlideShow what's going on, and I'm going to show it to him. So now, I won't go into detail. I'm going to show you the video. We're going to cut away to some of the videos, some of the scenes you're going to see about Logan Paul's newly. I don't know if they got married yet. I don't think they got married yet. I think no, they didn't. That's his new fiance. He proposed to her. So he has a fight coming up October 14th. I already invited you to it, right? He's the undercard to the main event. There's going to be a few other undercards as well, but he's going to fight another MMA fighter who hasn't fought in a long time, used to fight for Bellator. I didn't know who Dylan Dennis was before this. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to keep it real with SlideShow. I didn't know who the fuck he was because he has a bad reputation of not showing up to fights, bro. He's the kind of guy that talks a lot of shit and then literally flakes last minute. When it comes up to fight day, where's Dylan? And this fool just fucking falls out, doesn't show up.
Probably at home watching TV.
So you look like a real troll when you're calling people out. You don't show up to fights.
Yeah.
But he does have a winning record. He does know jiu-jitsu. He has fought MMA. He has shown up to some fights. I heard he made $1 million in his career, and that was it. Nothing more. So he has a lot to prove in this fight. He was supposed to fight KSI. That's another YouTuber influencer.
That's the one they say I look like.
You look... Who said you look like KSI, bro? Do this real quick for the camera. Just... Yo, low key, a little bit, bro. They say you look like KSI? Who told you that?
I didn't even know who he was until somebody said it, man. And I had to look it up. I was like, wait.
Hey, low key, he kind of looks like he could be your brother, bro. Or your cousin, now that I think about it. Bro, you low key do look like KSI. I didn't think of that. Hey, you know what? I'm happy he at least beat Logan Paul. I don't like that motherfucker, bro. Logan Paul, bro, I do respect Jake, and I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. Honestly, the Paul brothers, if I had to pick one that I liked, it would be Jake. I know a lot of people say he talks shit too. He does. But the only thing I respect about Jake is that he's humble compared to Logan as far as why he does what he does and how he works out and all that. It shows. Mm-hmm. He's a 7-1 record in boxing. I mean, whether it's fixed or not, I respect him because he's a real fighter. Logan, not a real fighter. Bro's a fucking wrestler. The fakest shit ever. You guys know that. You should know that. Wrestling is universally known as fake. I mean, when they punch, you see how far away it is and never lands, and they react, and it's all scripted.
Or like the camera shakes when somebody gets hit. Yeah,
exactly.
Like he hit him so hard, the camera shaking.
Exactly, and you know it's scripted. We all know it is. It's not a secret, and that's okay because you know what? It's a form of entertainment. I had this conversation with EQ off camera about this. He's a big fan of wrestling. Wrestling, if you look at it for like what it is, a movie. It's basically it's literally a TV show. You know what I'm saying? It's a soap opera. Mm-hmm. It's entertainment. You have to take it for what it is. It's not meant to be taken seriously. You know, these guys are not really beating the shit out of each other. The only time it does get real though is when the motherfuckers fall off ladders and break through tables and shit. You can't fake that, my brother. You're gonna feel that.
Yeah, you gonna feel that.
I give them that. When they jump off a high shit and they break through stuff, all right, I'll give you that. Wrestlers, I'll give you guys a point for having balls to do shit like that because you cannot fake that, bro. I don't care how you land. You're going to feel some pain. You might dislocate something. You're going to break something. You're going to get hurt somehow. So for those type of moves, shout out to wrestlers. I respect y'all when it comes to that shit. Jumping off tables and ladders and shit. That stuff really hurts. But that's the only thing. So Logan Paul, what's going on with him? Let's not get distracted here. This fight that's coming up, right? So he's fighting Dylan Dennis or the undercard. The main event is actually KSI, your cousin. Or actually KSI, SlideShow's clone.
Yeah, clone.
SlideShow's clone is going to fight Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury's a real boxer.
Wait, the tall dude?
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
gonna get whooped.
So he's gonna, KSI's gonna lose that. I think he's gonna lose, bro. KSI's gonna lose. KSI can hold his own. He got hands like SlideShow, but I don't think he's gonna be able to beat
not
Tommy Fury. So we're gonna watch the fight, right? You're gonna be there present on the 14th. We're gonna watch it together at Serge's place. Serge, y'all watch season 2. Shout out to Sergio.
Yep.
But it's gonna be a good fight, man. But so now here's the controversy leading to it. Why am I bringing this fight up, right? Let's still focus on the undercard. Dylan Dennis, Logan Paul. The way Dylan Dennis has been selling this fight, bro. This is all about Nina Agdal, Logan's wife. This is stuff that Dylan Dennis has brought to the forefront to society and showing everybody on Twitter.
Wait, something that happened before she got married to him?
Yes.
Okay.
Multiple things that happened before he asked her to be his wife.
Is it sex tapes?
Yeah, no, but it's a very exposure to the many, many men that she's had in her life. Many, many, many men. Many famous men. As in Leonardo DiCaprio.
You gonna have me start singing the 50 Cent song?
Many, man. many, man. Bro, I don't know how you marry a woman after finding all this shit out, bro. And at first you think, okay, photos can be photoshopped. Things can be put together. But when there's credible sources behind these photos and they're coming from a credible source, then she has real pictures with Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't know if you knew this. DiCaprio dumps every woman that he's with when she gets older than 25. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That is his cutoff.
Yeah.
He will clap your cheeks from 21.
What? From 18?
From 18 to 25. And if you don't got it right after 25, that was a fun 7-8 years of slamming your cheeks, baby girl, but now you got to go. That is how this man moves, bro. Wolf of Wall Street in real life. Probably just fucking down the line. Go ahead. Next. That's the position he's in. DiCaprio. So she got DiCaprio'd, and now she's like 26, 27, I think.
DiCaprio'd.
She got DiCaprio'd. He's one of the many, many men. 50 Cent. He probably hit too. Supposedly Ja Rule smacked. Supposedly a lot of cats, bro. She's a supermodel. One that, in my opinion, isn't that fine. Let's go ahead and cut over to the video so SlideShow can see what we're talking about. Just so you guys know, this is actual genuine reaction by my boy here. Real time. Let's find this.
All right, let's see what the damage is.
I'll be ready.
Is it really that bad?
It's pretty bad, my boy. It's pretty bad.
I saw a football stadium full of people once.
Who hasn't?
Are there any foods that make either of you gag?
My gag
at the reaction
reflex
here.
is pretty strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to say, it will take a lot.
Okay.
So, look, this is one of those things where now Dylan Dennis has come in and he's been bringing up, he's fighting this guy Logan Paul, and he's brought up the fact that she's been with pretty much every man, since the history of going back to Australopithecus.
Seriously.
Here is kind of the twist. Is this same person, Agdal, she withheld sex, and I don't know if it's for moral reasons, from this guy Logan Paul for an extended period of time.
You not having sex with me for the duration of time that you did was very important.
You thought something was wrong with me.
I thought I did. And I have reason to believe that there's probably something wrong with it, because if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Wait, it's too good to be true to be with a woman who slept with everyone but yourself?
By the way, I'm very proud of myself. This is the longest I've ever gone without sex since I started. Obviously, it's driving me crazy. I am struggling. I need penis inside of me. ASAP. Like, all I want is like a big fat sausage just destroying my body. So if any of you guys know a good dick that doesn't have STDs on it, I'll take it. Right here.
And we're back. So I found a clip that I just played for you guys. It's like a little compilation of all the nasty Nina Agdal shit. And SlideShow just saw it all for the first time right now, especially the last one.
Ain't
What did you think of that last one, man?
Ain't much to say. Like I said, that's what you want to do with your life. That's you. I'm not here to condemn anybody. I'm not here to judge.
What is your thoughts on it though, man? If that was your fiance, and I'm pretty sure she didn't want, by the way, that last video I just showed you, that was the big one that I wanted him to see the most. I probably should have just only showed you that one. The rest of it was kind of like whatever, huh? But like,
yeah,
her being with all those men. And then, but come on, that last video I showed you.
You being a celebrity.
What would you do though, bro, if your girl had a video like that?
you being a celebrity, I'm pretty sure if you're coming on to another celebrity, you don't just get with them, you look into their past. So he must have seen all those videos before you got with her.
You think so? Even that
Especially if you got homies, they're going to show you that, because if you don't know about it, they know about it. So them showing you that and you still getting with her, I mean, do you? Sure. Do you? It's not me.
Bro, I don't understand. Like,
Sometimes you just got to leave it at that.
she wanted a big sausage to destroy her, bro. And you can't make this shit up. I just showed it to you. That was really her.
Yeah, that was really her.
Bro, I don't. And he broke out on one knee.
But
I'm sorry. God forgive me. Am I an asshole for that? That's my reaction. What is yours? You look annoyed more than anything else. You look like you don't even want to discuss this shit.
I don't. That's what I was saying, like this stuff, and that's part of the reason why I got off of social media.
Because of fuck shit like this, right?
It doesn't amuse me. It's a waste of time.
Look, man, but you wanted to address Adam. You want to address Logan? Say something to Logan, bro. Logan Paul is probably never gonna watch this, but if he does,
live your truth.
Hey, look, man, I want to be disrespectful, bro. Hey, you love her. Do what you got to do, man. I personally, let's be honest. Okay, hold on. I got to ask you this. The last thing I'm going to say, and we'll move on. We'll wrap it after this, okay? SlideShow.
Yep.
What would you do? And like you said, I'm your homie, right? I'm your brother. You know that. We're good friends. If I didn't have this information, I didn't know about it, okay? Someone else found it and they leaked it. And you were in that position. This was your girl, not your actual girl. So we'll leave her out of this, obviously. But like, hypothetically speaking, you were with the person and then this dawned on you. Not necessarily going to fight somebody, right? Because he's about to fight somebody on October 14th. But you just found this out. A homie put it on to you that someone was trolling you on Instagram or whatever. And then they started doing that. And they posted an unknown video that you just saw for the first time ever of her saying this, but it was her defense was that it was before you. What are you doing?
And we're celebrities?
Yeah, no, you're celebrities. We'll do both hypotheticals. I want to know what SlideShow would do in this position as you right now, and then what would SlideShow do as a celebrity?
Because my thing is, can you, whether you're a celebrity or not, is there a girl that could get tossed around and everybody's not talking about her? Is that a such thing?
Well, I think it's because hers didn't get talked about as much because she was a supermodel. She wasn't really necessarily.
I ain't gonna say no names, but when we was at the hospital, when I was working at the hospital,
Raquel. I'm gonna edit it out.
There was somebody else. No, don't edit this out.
You're right. I'm not afraid to say it. You're right, Lust. I'm not afraid to say it. Fuck it. You know who you are.
You ain't say which one. You didn't say which one. They probably don't even watch.
I didn't even see the last name either. You're right.
But
the throat goat. Go ahead.
See, and I don't know that to be true. That ain't my truth, but I've heard it's true. But it's like, can you know that they're not right? Like, it's case closed. but me, I honestly, I don't like the whole mentality. So it's not me. I'm not judging nobody, but it's just not for me.
Yeah,
just like for women. The Christian boy wouldn't be their vibe, and that's
but for whatever reason, though, if you didn't know, and you found out this way, what would you do?
I fail to see how you can't know, but I mean,
I get that, but just I don't think about entertain this. What would you do?
Yeah,
you're finding out this way, and you had already proposed,
and you said I already proposed. That could get called off real quick, but I'll probably have to call it off. Especially if I could line up with that. That's kind of still how you acted.
I'm happy with that answer.
Yeah,
the same thing, bro.
Call that off. I'd have to call. But the crazy thing is because they've been ran through so much, they've unlocked this new level of wholeness that like they could do new tricks to keep you locked in. Because, that's what we,
Yeah, no, I hear you. And they could do that to keep you locked in. There's ways.
It's like, I've never felt that like that before. I've never done that. How do you know how to do this?
Mm-hmm. And then they get in your head. They'll tell you shit.
Well, I have my bachelor's in degree.
Pussy eating this degree.
Man,
I got my pussy eating degree.
I'm done.
He's done. And on that note, we dropped the shell, homie. Yo, this has been a fun
You know
episode,
what?
man.
Drop the balls, pick up the word, man.
Drop that. I like that.
Y'all need Jesus.
Amen, brother. I like that. That's good. Everybody needs Jesus, myself and SlideShow included.
All the more.
You can never get enough of it.
Can't get enough.
Honestly. And that's the wild thing, man. I feel this was a very well-packed first episode of season 4.
They don't want to hear it, but they needed it.
Yeah, you didn't want to hear it, y'all, but you definitely needed it. And this was a good, jam-packed episode of season 4, I would say. Right,
Yeah.
Slide?
Yeah.
So we're going to go into our final little thoughts. What do you got from SlideShow? I'll go after you, and then we'll wrap this up, man.
Don't always believe the hype. The grass isn't green on the other side.
No.
And all I can say is, you'll fall 7 times, stand back up 8.
Yeah.
But never let go of Jesus.
Never.
Even if you fall, at some point you'll get back up, but just don't let go of Jesus.
Amen.
And the last thing I would say is don't be afraid to move on because of what you did in the past.
That's true.
I was about to say, like, even for a homegirl right here, even though she messed up like that, like, she could always turn over a new slate.
That's true. And then maybe, you know what? You're right. There's always the flip side of the coin. Maybe Logan knows a point of her that we don't even know.
Maybe she did change.
Maybe she did change. Yeah, that was an old video before him, to be fair.
Yeah, to be fair, that it was.
Yeah.
But that was still outlandish because you still.
Yeah, for her to do that on Snapchat, bro, if you know of a good penis without STDs on it, please send it my way. That's hard to get over, bro. Like, what kind of whole shit were you up to before you changed your life? Like, you know what I'm saying? Bro, everybody's making the biggest deal out of that video because it really was her. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? You can Photoshop an image. Some of those images were probably Photoshopped. Majority of them were real. Majority were real. But a video with her voice and her words and her mouth moving and her face on it, you can't fake that, man. That was her. You know what I'm saying? That was her. So when you release something like that damaging, that was probably like a final blow for Dylan, bro. He's like, I got this motherfucker now. Like, I put this out. I mean, he's under a lawsuit now, bro. Yeah, that's the last thing I'm gonna say about it. But Dylan Dennis is facing a lawsuit, I believe, and also got a restraining order from her on him. So he has to cease to exist to post anything else about her. Last thing I'll say about this Dylan Dennis Logan Paul shit. He claims he has an image so bad. It's real, not Photoshop, a legitimate image. He feels that if he released it, and he has 2 of them, it would end their relationship. It would end the relationship. They would pull the fight, and he might even go to prison for it. He claims, bro. And he showed it to 2 different people. He showed it to Aiden Ross, and he showed it to Andrew Tate. And they both claim, no, he's not lying. This is a legitimate fucking image. They could just be trolling. They could just be adding fuel to the fire.
They could be. Or
this could legitimately be something that he has. And I guess Logan took it seriously, and he asked his wife, is he fucking around? Is he serious? And she's like, honestly, I don't fucking know. If he is, I didn't know it was taken, or I don't remember it being taken. I was like, yo.
Seems like, I don't know, man.
So what do you think? I don't know. That's the last thing I'm going to say. I want to leave that for the end. Because
it seems like could be just for publicity. It seems like, it's high school all over again. Oh, he said he got this picture. Oh, he said he got this picture. Like, I mean, I tend to stay away from it all. I don't like it.
I agree. It's just, that's he said that he has it supposedly to end the fight, end the relationship, and he'll go to jail.
That's like them. That's like when they say they do these little media stuff.
Yeah,
to take your mind off of what's really going on in society. That's why I don't.
Oh no, it is. That's why the whole thing with the the Submariner and all that stuff that happened on. Remember that with the submarine getting lost in the water, the Titanic, and anything the media could throw at us to distract us while bigger things are going on. That's how it goes.
I don't care for all that stuff. Man.
But anyway, with that being said, guys, I agree. Now, my last tidbit is drink water because it's healthy for you. Drink it with every meal. Try to replace it with soda. Soda's garbage. It does nothing for you. Focus on the Lord. Try to dedicate an hour a day if you can to Him. Read your Word. Get in your Bible. You'll learn something. If you don't believe in Him, maybe you'll start believing. Maybe you'll read something that'll change your mind. Maybe He'll reveal Himself to you if you let Him. Actually, not maybe. He will. I know that for a fact. If you let yourself, you will be surprised. Trust me. But you have to allow Him to show you because that's what He wants. He wants you to come by choice, not by force. God's not going to force himself on you, so let him. Allow him to come into your life, and he will reveal himself to you. Trust me, he will. Take care of yourselves. We appreciate you guys. Again, thank you to all our subscribers, all of our listeners, our viewers. Rumble is coming soon, probably within the next few weeks or so during the season for sure. We're in the process of getting a new soundboard. So in case you guys are wondering why you're still familiar with the sounds and all that stuff, we are in the process of getting a Rodecaster Pro 2. Haven't necessarily been able to get our hands on it just yet. It's a little expensive. Moving some things around financially. We're going to figure it out. Clothing line is coming soon. Me and SlideShow got some things to discuss. Actually, off the record, probably when we finish the show today. We got some stuff coming. We're going to get some stickers out. If you guys want to buy some stickers, we're going to have some hats made, some T-shirts, just something light at first. We're not going to drop a whole crazy gang of things on you guys, but we're going to have hats and T-shirts. This, for sure, by the end of the season. Right, Slide?
Slowly but surely.
For sure. Our goal is to get you guys some merchandise before season 4 ends. That's the goal.
Yeah.
It's going to be different, right? It's going to be different going forward, and we're going to make some things happen, and we're going to, get you guys some incentives, maybe do some giveaways possibly. Some raffles, do some giveaways, get us to a certain number to help us grow on YouTube and on Rumble. And then, of course, you guys, the numbers, thank you guys, all listeners on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, all the other, Deezer, all the other freaking platforms that you guys have been showing us love on. We really appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Remember, comment, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, hit the notification bell. I can't say it how many times. That's SlideShow's new favorite sound.
Okay.
I'm like, SlideShow. I'm going to go.
That's how we gonna cancel people.
That is how we're going to cancel people. That is a new shell drop noise. Instead of dropping microphones, they're too expensive to drop around here. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, you guys, this has been Timeless Talk. We'll see you guys next week.